Again, thank you for joining the webinar today, maximizing your 2025 fertilizer program with Holganix products. My name is Brian Marr. I'm the Vice President of Turf and Ornamental Division here at Holganix. Uh, I have been in and around the green industry for 25 plus years, everything ranging from managing a P&O applicator, uh, managing crews and trucks and spray rigs, to owning my own company, doing full landscape blowouts, and here at Holganix for 8 years. Uh, Take down my info. I'll present it at the end of this meeting. Um, if you have any questions throughout this presentation, all I ask is you throw them in the chat box, and we can get to them at the end of this presentation. And let's go ahead and get started. So today we are going to be talking about what a hybrid program is, benefits of using a hybrid program, and how that can be an advantage to implementing it into your applications, sources of biology, where are we going to get those from, why Holganix, and then at the end, like I said, make sure you get your questions in the chat box. We're limited on time, so if I can't get to them, I'll follow up with an email, and we'll have some other sources there for you guys to kind of bounce off. So, what is the hybrid approach? The hybrid approach, I'm not a huge fan of Priuses, but it's a good. I like the picture. When I was younger, I rebuilt a 1970 Ford 390. Got about 10, 11 miles to the gallon, and it's a great car, or great truck. As I got older, I realized that wasn't such a good fit, so I was looking for better fuel mileage as I was kind of traveling, expanding. So what the hybrid approach is it's taking the best of both worlds and kind of mashing them together. Maybe I should have put on a Ford F-150 EcoBoost on here. That would have probably been a little bit more appropriate. You still have the power, but you have the efficiency behind it. So essentially you're getting a bigger bang for your buck, and making everything go a little bit further. Parts of a turf hybrid program. Everything begins in the soil. Having healthy soil leads to having a healthy plant material. If you don't have that biology in the soil, you're not going to get the breakdown of the nutrients that you're throwing at the plant a lot of times. And what is the main player, the main role in this? Yeah, this is one of my favorite slides. You'll see. Here we go. You'll see me pull this one up a lot. It's the soil web food chain, and it just shows how everything works synergistically together. And so you need everything in this picture to have everything work cohesively. If you're missing one of these parts, you're missing something out of that food chain, and anything that you throw at the soil, there's a good possibility that's not going to be utilized and released to the plant material. Another one, a little bit smaller, it's basically having a balanced soil food web. It's going to stimulate healthy growth in plants and roots. It's going to make everything convert and release the nutrients to the plant material. So a lot of times what we'll do is throw out a lot of synthetic fertilizers, and they either sit there until they wash away or or leach out, or they remain locked up and not available to be converted to the plant for its usage. Having all of everything, that ecosystem in the soil, it's going to increase the plant's tolerance from a stress level. It's going to help with weather situations. Having deeper roots is going to be more drought tolerant. Having a thicker skin plant material, it's going to be more resistant to summer, summer stress, pests, disease, things that come in, and then also traffic. A lot of golf courses, sports fields use our products because they get that traffic, they get that heavy play, going on the turf. And what we see is addressing not the plant material, but the soil helps get that to bounce back faster. And then it balances the ecosystem. It's providing a healthy habitat for healthy plants. So again, it's kind of that hybrid model that we're talking about. So what is Bio 800? I'm kind of giving you guys the outline of why we need the microbes in the soil and then how they're going to work. So right here, we're probably going to focus on number 2. The microbes are going to convert and release the nutrients, the plant food to the plant. Like I was saying, if you don't have that activity, those microbes, those beneficials in the soil, what's going to happen is that's just going to remain there and not become a food source for the plants. And basically, I mean, from numbers that I've heard, it's about 60% does not get utilized of the N that we put down if the microbes are not at the populations that we need them to be at. They're going to promote the plant's health, including tolerance, stress, disease, traffic, like we had talked about. So just another slide. So what are the benefits of a hybrid style program? What we've seen in this slide is before Holganix, you can throw NPK, pesticides, and you'll get the green weed-free lawn. What we try to do by incorporating that hybrid style program is add some organic components, some plant probiotics, as well as still utilize the NPK and your pesticides. So we're again, with that hybrid style, we're mashing the two together. We're making the synthetics work harder for us. By adding those first two components, the organic and the plant probiotics, we can achieve a green weed-free lawn, balanced soil food web, and get healthier, more resilient plants, as opposed to just using a full synthetic program. Not all the time are you going to get that healthier, more resilient plant. You're not going to get a strong plant. You may have that green, but what's going to happen when disease season comes around? Is that going to be a very thick-skinned, healthy plant that's going to be tolerant and resistant to those stressors? And here's an example of some case studies. I think this is on our website. We have a lot of resources on our website. These were studies out of North Carolina, Penn State, and then Purdue. You can see that North Carolina test without Holganix, they were throwing down a pound of N per 1,000 an application. When they began to incorporate the Holganix, the Bio 800, they were able to get a 50% reduction. Penn State got a 75% reduction, and then Purdue was at an 88%. Now, I think the the 75 and the 88 is a big stress or stretch. Excuse me. I think starting off at about, I like starting my customers off at about, in between 20, 25 and 40, somewhere in that is the sweet spot for me. There's a lot of factors that come into play. Your climate, your region, all the things that we need to take into consideration. I'm more than happy to help write programs for you to determine that. And then once we get you set up, you can take the ball and run with it. And we've had customers take it to that 75% reductions. It's more of on a spoon feeding level from what I've seen and experienced, as opposed to like a high production level. But the 50% would be a safe reduction. So we're saving, again, going back to that hybrid style program, we're saving, the environment and some money on the synthetic side while adding in an organic approach. And so why would we? One of the reasons why would we do this? This is a book that I read a while back. It's been years. I believe the author's name is Seth Godin, and the name of the book is called The Purple Cow. And so the premise behind it is, you go by and, the synopsis, I guess the short of it is, you go by, lots of brown and black cows when you're driving all the time, but you never see a purple and white cow. So if there's something you can do to make your organization, make your company stand out, what would that be? Well, Holganix can play a role in that, in the helping with the advertising, with the, I can't think of the word right now. I'm looking at the big purple cow, but it's a differentiator for your business, because a lot of the companies, they are just going out doing that NPK and the synthetic model. By incorporating that hybrid style program, you're offering the customer something else. And through my travels, across the U.S., what I've noticed is a lot of people are very into taking and helping the environment and being more environmentally aware of what they're putting down, whether it's for their kids, their pets, just the earth, the waters that surround them. So everyone's becoming a little bit more conscious of that, but they also want the results. And if you're not giving them the results, then, they're not going to be a happy customer. So what does Holganix do? It joins those two. It kind of melds those two together and gives that warm fuzzy feeling that they're looking for, the safe feeling, and also gives them results while separating you from the big companies that are out there just pushing the full synthetic programs. Great book, like I said, Seth Godin, Godin, and it's called The Purple Cow. So where can we get this biology? Where are some sources we can pull this from? There's a lot of different sources out there. I think I named just a couple. There's other plant probiotic manufacturers out there. There's tons of them out there. Not saying anything bad about them, but I'll get into the difference of Holganix products versus some of the other guys that are putting soil amendments type products out, and then compost products. Which compost products aren't always very predictable. So why are we choosing HGX Pro or Holganix Bio 800 over other products? And this is kind of where this is apples and oranges. So there's other sources that you can get for your microbes. What Bio 800, Holganix Bio 800 Plus offers is a diversity of microbes. We're basically, the Bio is life, 800 is the amount, the beneficial bacteria and species that are in there. And then the plus is we're always going over that 800. We DNA fingerprint every batch. So the batch goes into production, region specific. So when an order comes in, we're basically producing that for the order, or excuse me, for that region, and then shipping it out. So it's a very predictable product and very consistent. Not going to find that with a lot of other people. In fact, I haven't come across it. That's why I chose to work here. Over 70 plus case studies. You can find all of this stuff online, www.holganix.com. The team has put together a very thorough and extensive website. So lots of information. If you need help navigating that, I'm available. I know there's so much on there. Sometimes it can get overwhelming for me. And then the other difference between our product and other products out there is we keep ours refrigerated to keep the microbes alive. If we just had this shelf stable, we're only going to be able to keep about 10 to 15 beneficials alive at a room temperature setting. So we basically are, I guess another difference, between us is we are focused in on, we not only do lawn and turf, golf. So that's going to be higher bacterially based, but we're doing agriculture, bloom, tree and shrub, and we're gearing those toward those specific plant needs. It's not a one size fits all. We realize that you have your woodies and ornamentals that are going to be more complex versus your monocots and your dicots that are simple. So we've geared that. That's another kind of differentiator that we've done as an organization, knowing that there's different needs for different plants. And then again, the Bio 800 is life. 800, is the number of species of diverse microbes. So Holganix, the Bio 800 line, it's going to charge the soil with 800 species. It's going to help reduce the need for inputs. Within our formulation, you're going to have beneficial bacteria, and a lot of that is, or some of it, depending on what product you're getting. We'll take the lawn, for example, is going to be nitrogen fixing bacteria. So what's going to happen is that those nitrogen fixers are going to release, locked up nutrients, going back to that soil web. They're all going to, some eat, some digest, some, kind of release them. They're going to consume the locked up nutrients, the nitrogen that's sitting there, release it to the plant, make it available. You're going to have other fixers that are going to stay in the soil, and they're going to take in atmospheric nitrogen. The whole process is very complex. There's more on that, I'm sure. Yeah, I've seen some of you guys in here before, and so I think you have a good understanding of this. It's going to help speed up seed germination. We touched on boost resilience against stressors, increase root growth, and improve soil health. So if you have the foundation, you have a strong plant material. So what can Holganix the Bio 800 do for me? Fewer callbacks, cancels, happier customers. Again, you're going to have that differentiator that with the Bio 800, you're going to have that happy, good feel customer. It's going to be a little bit safer for your lawn. If you're using Holganix as a standalone, it's 100% safe. If you're using it as a hybrid, obviously we have some manufacturer, whatever products you're using. But the hybrid style program is the way to go, in my opinion. So when do I use the bio? Anytime during installs, like installing plants. Again, this is geared more towards turf, but we had, like I said, we have those other products. We'll touch on it here in a minute. Plant start applications. Anytime you're seeding, overseeding, aeration, overseed, what that's going to do is give it a jump start on the getting it into stage 2, stage 3 a whole lot faster, and then on repairs, it's just going to help you heal in faster, get that repair site to take hold a lot quicker. So how do I apply it? Typical maintenance is going to be 7 ounces per 1,000 square feet. Again, I can help you take reductions in your inputs. If you reach out to me, I'll be more than happy to come up with a plan. I'm not trying to reinvent your entire program. I'm just trying to take some reductions, fit this in, and get you that hybrid style program that's going to work, and it's going to work to rejuvenate, in a lot of cases, that soil and get it working synergistically with the plant material. Tank mixes with most inputs. Typically it's going to be your fungicides that you want to stay away from. Again, I can advise on that, but unless you're using like a super high end, herbicide, we're not going to have issues. Rate reductions. I don't know why I put possible in there. Rate reductions are, again, I start at 30% and go from there. Typically a 30 to 45 window, 30 to somewhere in there, without like heavy monitoring or consistent monitoring. If you want to take it past that, that would be your call. Soil Smart program. That's, it's a good program. It's a little bit expensive. Again, that's why I offer, let me take a peek at your program. We can go through it, find out what's going to work best, what reductions we can take, and how Holganix is best going to fit into your program. So again, like I said, this is geared more towards turf, but we do have those formulations that are geared towards the tree and shrub, and then the bloom product, which is flower maintenance and more. I know a lot of gardeners love this product for color. The color from the bloom is phenomenal. The tree and shrub product is great. That's going to be, as opposed to having more nitrogen type fixing bacteria in there, you're going to have more of your endo and ectomycorrhizae in there. So it's going to be more fungally based for you. So I mentioned about having refrigeration. So we've formulated this over the years to remain out of refrigeration up to 3 weeks. The only thing that we need to make sure is it's not kept in direct sunlight. If you're at a point where you need refrigeration, we have a loaner type program that we can figure out and get you a unit. If that, this isn't the only one. This is the only picture that I threw up there. This is a custom built unit that houses a 250 gallons. There's a 330 gallon tote, RAD is rapid auto dispense. We have larger ones, RAD 600s, and then we have everything from your small beer fridge. So we can, as we talk, I can size you appropriately, get you what you need if that's the case. If you're going to use it within that 3-week period, if it's sitting in the shade, and out of the sun, out of direct sunlight, you'll be perfectly fine using it within that period. If you're not a spray, if your company, isn't running spray rigs, we have granular options. We have a 243, 795, and the 1032. Those are our most popular blends, pretty much available in most states nationwide. All of our products are oversprayed with the Bio 800 Plus. And what that's going to do is give us some beneficial bacteria. Like I was saying, if it's not refrigerated, you're only getting about 10 to 15 beneficials. Well, that's what we see on the granular. So we overspray the prill with the bio, and we'll see about 10 to 15. It's not an exact science, beneficials kind of burrow down in, live on the prill, and then they'll remain there in a dormant state until they're wetted down and they become activated and they go into the soil. So you're getting a boost on your efficacy from a fertilizer standpoint. We have custom blends available. We would run those through the same process as well. And this is all plant-based material. So the ingredients list, some resources for you. What we can throw at you on the ingredients list. There's a lot of proprietary information out there that we can't list and won't list. Again, the Soil Smart program, I think that's geared. It's a little bit higher end program. If you want to contact me, I can work through custom programs, see what you're doing, kind of, we can both pick it apart and, make some changes, see where we can, add in some beneficials. Ebooks, the case studies, like I had mentioned, university resources, and then tons of webinars floating around. Not only are they on our website, I've run across many of them over the years on YouTube. So we have a lot out there. Some may be a little bit outdated, but there's a lot of useful information. From calibration of spray equipment to product usage. So I think I'm trying to stay on time here. I always go over. I like to talk. So I'm going to get to the questions if I can. And if I can't, I'm trying to figure it out here. Okay. So the first question is, looks like maybe okay, smaller company. Can I spray using a backpack sprayer or hose end sprayer? Yes, absolutely. So backpack sprayer, what you want to do is tank mix it in the backpack sprayer. I suggest pulling out the screen out of the wand, and if there's any screen in there, sometimes those microbes will get kind of bound up in there. So I typically tell people to remove those, open the nozzle up to the biggest fan spray, and then spray. Sounds like I have some regions that have smaller footprints on the turf square footage. So that's a 200-gallon spray rig isn't going to be justified in smaller settings like that. And then here's the next question. So in my spray rig, do I have to remove screens? Yes. So we want a 20 mesh screen or larger. I have a lot of guys that just pull the screens out entirely. Never had an issue. Um, but 20 mesh or larger is going to be the rule of thumb, and never had an issue on that. I'm going to head back here while I look up this other question. So, can I explain the tree and shrub application? Yeah, so that's it's kind of an open-ended question. So the tree and shrub applications, what you're going to want to do, I was just talking about this the other day to one of my customers, and he was asking, foliar versus soil. And my take on it is, we have beneficials that we want to get in the soil. So foliars, in my estimation, unless there's something actively happening with the tree, we want to try to get it in the soil, either by soil drench or by, deep root feeding. Uh, Soil drench ratios are on our website uh, for maintenance and new installs, different rates there. And then we also have uh, deep root feeding, which is, we have instructions there. It probably, to answer your question, would be easier to reach out to me directly, or again, we have the rates on there. I believe it's 2.25 gallons per 200 gallons of water on the maintenance rate, and then you were basically going to cut the water in half on the new install rate, so it would be 2.25 per 100 gallons on of water on new installs. And then again, we can, depending on your area, depending on your region, the season. There's a lot of variables that we always have to look at and kind of adjust on the fly. Sometimes rounds get skipped, so a lot of things to consider. I keep skipping around on you. Here is my information. If you guys have any questions, I see some current customers on here. Any concerns or any updates on your new program for this year? If you want me to review that and just kind of take a look at it and see, compare it to how it performed last year and this year, make any adjustments, I'd be more than happy to do that. Again, I appreciate everyone's time for joining this webinar, and I hope everyone has a super successful 2025 season. I think it's approaching rapidly. I think the cold snap in a lot of places is gone. So I wish everyone the best of luck and look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much.